Yo, what is up, Raidernation? It's your boy Soundmata back at it again with another episode of Nation Take, where I take some of your hottest takes and or questions on the Raiders, and I talk to you guys about it in a video. Now, if you're wondering how you could get yourselves in the next episode, then look out for a community post just like this, where you guys could drop any of your takes or question, and you never know, you might be featured on that video. With all that being said, let's not waste any more time, and let's get started with the video.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Now the first take comes from my boy, 4TYU331A, saying, I know this might seem a bit rash, but we're better off without Gruden. His play calling prior to this year was either throw to Waller or give it to Josh Jacobs. If we can get someone in like Bieniemy, Ruggs will go off, not to mind the other players like Renfrow and Edwards. Now, that is a lot to take in, and I'm going to answer your first question right there. Is the Raiders better without Gruden? Now, that was a huge question, especially with how well we've done this past week against the Denver Broncos, you know, seeing how good our offense, our defense, heck, our special teams played out there. The question had to be asked, is the Raiders better without Jon Gruden? And as of right now, off of one game, I would honestly say, I think so. It just seems like everything just went perfectly for the Raiders in this past week's game. I mean, we went out there and we scored on the first drive, which we weren't able to do that at all this season. The last time we did that was in week 11 of last season. And heck, we capped off that drive with a 48-yard touchdown to Henry Ruggs. And it was a balanced offense out there. I would say overall, I feel like the players are wanting to play for Rich Bisaccia. They want to go out there and overcome this adversity that's been going on, you know, in these past weeks. And that's what they showed out there. Heck, they even utilized my boy Kenyon Drake better out there. I mean, in the receiving game and the rushing game, he had 4 rushes for 34 yards and a touchdown, and had 2 receptions for 39 yards and a touchdown. And heck, this is the first time that we've had a player since 2011 to have a rushing and a receiving touchdown in the same game. The last player that did that was Darren McFadden. So that was a good sign to see that my guy Kenyon Drake was getting out there and making plays for this team. And not only that, we finally drew up a screenplay. When was the last time you seen the Raiders draw up a screenplay? And it was beautifully planned out there. I mean, Josh Jacobs almost had a touchdown. He could have had a touchdown on that play, but you know what? We need to utilize that even more. I mean, our offensive line, they might not be the best out there, but I feel like they can run with the best of them. So seeing plays like that, seeing Derek Carr audible so many different plays out there, and hearing Greg Olsen saying that he's given Derek Carr all the freedom that he wants on the offensive side of the ball, it's just great to hear, and our defense is still doing what they do out there. So did we actually lose anybody out there with letting Jon Gruden go? I honestly don't think so. You know, maybe he was the guy holding us back with the play calling, because so far in one game, I know it's only one game, we'll see if this team can keep that same energy throughout the rest of the season, but off of that one game, it's already looking like Jon Gruden was definitely the problem with the play calling. So as of right now, 4TYU3318, I would say that the Raiders are better without Jon Gruden right now. But Raider Nation, I did want to ask you guys this. Are the Raiders better without Jon Gruden moving forward? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comments below. Now moving on, the next take comes from my guy Douchebag Matt. His hot take is Hunter Renfrow finishes the season with the most receptions and yards on the team. Now, I can definitely see Hunter Renfrow finishing with the most receptions on the team, like at the end of the season. Right now, he's second, right behind Darren Waller with 31 total receptions. I mean, you look at these past couple of games throughout the season, Hunter Renfrow has turned into that safety blanket for Derek Carr on the offensive side of the ball, and I think that we got to change his name from Third and Renfrow to Every Down in Renfrow, because it's not only third downs now where Renfrow goes out there and make plays. It could be on second down, first down, even third down. So I could definitely see Hunter Renfrow leading this team in receptions. Heck, he's going to be that guy. We're going to force feed him a lot when we need to make plays out there. So I agree, and I would say that I do see Hunter Renfrow being the leading reception leader of the team. Now, as far as yards, he's third right now behind Darren Waller and Henry Ruggs with 341 yards so far this season. But I don't see him taking that crown. I do still think that Henry Ruggs is going to be our leading receiving yards leader of the team when the season comes to end, because that guy takes the top off any defense out there, and he's the big time playmaker. He's the deep threat on the team. So even with less receptions, he's going to get the most yards on the team, but I could definitely see Hunter Renfrow at least being in the top 5 of receiving yards for this team. And the more I talk about Hunter Renfrow each and every week, it just goes to show that he was one of the biggest steals that we had in that 2019 draft. And I'm so happy to have a guy like Hunter Renfrow on the team. Now, my next take comes from Soundmata. He says, if Rich Bisaccia, aka Bill Goldberg, gets us to the playoffs, we should keep him as our head coach. And I honestly think that we should. I mean, if he can take us to the promised land, if he can at least take us to the playoffs and have a good season this year, why not keep him? I mean, the players already on the team respect them. Heck, this team so far in one game, like I said, has played better than we have throughout the whole season so far. And if he still does what he does, especially in this last game against the Broncos, then I don't see anybody else taking the job. It's his job to lose. So I would just say, if Bill Goldberg can take us to the playoffs this year, then I don't see anybody else coming in as our head coach next year, because it's going to be my guy Rich Bisaccia's job come 2022. Now, my next hot take comes from Jedediah Brown, man. That's a pretty dope-ass name, man, to be honest with you guys. But his hot take is Carr goes over 5,000 yards and the defense ends up top 10 this season. Agree or not? Now, as far as DC, I agree with you 100%. Carr is already top 2 in passing yards, right behind Tom Brady with 1,946 yards, and that's with 6 games in so far. And he only needs 3,000 more yards to reach that 5,000 yard mark in a 17-game season. So definitely, yes, I do see Derek Carr surpassing that mark. Now, as far as our defense, top 10 is a big ask for us. I mean, it is possible, especially with the way that we've been playing so far this season, but I honestly wouldn't want to go as far as to say top 10 defense by the end of the season. Top 15 is more realistic, and even at that, that's good enough to get us into the playoffs. Heck, Derek Carr has never had a top 20 defense. So, like I said, if we could get a top 20, top 15 defense, we definitely go into the playoffs this season. Top 10, we just got to build on what we did last week. If we could do that same thing, cause that many turnovers moving forward, going into this weekend with the Philadelphia Eagles and on, then yeah, we could definitely be that top 10 team. But as far as right now, I don't even want to go that far. Top 10 would be really, really nice. But I mean, top 15, that's fine by me. Now, my last take comes from DG Lil Cookie 8. He says that the Raiders go 10-7 and Henry Ruggs develops greatly throughout the season, and we're gonna do better without Chucky. You already know how I feel about Chucky being gone. Yes, I do believe that we are gonna do better without him. But talking about Ruggs, I've been on this hype train throughout the whole offseason, talking up Ruggs, saying that this guy was going to turn into our wide receiver 1, especially with Nelly gone. And so far this season, he's been showing out tremendously. I mean, he leads the team in receiving right now with 445 yards, and that's only with 20 receptions. And then last season, throughout 16 games, he had 450 something yards. So looking at this year's stats with 445 yards in only 6 games, man, the sky is the limit for Henry Ruggs out there. And he's definitely developing into that deep threat that we all knew he would be when we drafted him in last year's draft. Now, talking about the Raiders going 10-7, nah, I'll do you one better. I see the Raiders going 11-6, and that's what I predicted at the beginning of the year when I seen our schedule come out. And I still think that we could go 11-6 with the way we've been playing, especially this last week. If we could keep that same energy, like I said before, moving forward into this Eagles week, to the bye week and on, then yes, I could definitely see us win 11 games this season. If not, at worst, then maybe 10 games. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think. What is your record prediction for the Raiders in this 2021 season? And do you see us going into the playoffs? And last but not least, are we better without Chucky? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button. If this is the first time you're coming across my channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next video, this is your boy Samoa Raider, and your boy is, yeah!
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.